It was now day 3 of our European trip. Our next stop was Salamanca, a city halfway between northern Spain and our final destination. After fueling up the bikes, we were soon about to enjoy one of the most beautiful rides of the trip. After leaving the beautiful coastal city of San Sebastián behind, the landscape began to change. The road started climbing, the valleys became deeper, and before long we were riding into some of the most beautiful scenery in northern Spain. This is the eastern edge of the Cantabrian Mountains, a landscape unlike anywhere else on our journey. Towering green hills surrounded us on every side, with dense forests stretching across the mountains and rivers winding far below. The motorway itself is an engineering masterpiece. Instead of weaving over the mountains, it cuts straight through them. We found ourselves riding through tunnel after tunnel after tunnel, only to emerge onto an enormous viaduct suspended high above the valleys. But then, almost without warning, everything changed. The dramatic mountains slowly disappeared behind us, giving way to the vast open landscapes of Spain's Central Plateau. The twisting roads became long straights, the forest turned into endless farmland, and the horizon stretched for miles in every direction. It's amazing how quickly Spain's scenery can change. In the space of just a few hours, we'd gone from riding through lush mountain valleys to cruising across open plains under an endless blue sky. As temperatures began to climb, the heat began to feel suffocating. We even saw signs warning of wildfires nearby. With only 1 hour of travel left, we decided to stop at a service station to rest in the shade and search for some well-deserved ice cream. So today's ride has been a long and hot one. We are half an hour away from Salamanca, I think that's how you pronounce it. Ed's Tiger, my Himalayan, they are absolute troopers. We've been non-stop for about 3.5 hours, or maybe even 4. We've stopped twice to fuel up and have some food. We are both absolutely sweating, we are drenched. It's been really hard. The roads, once you get past the mountains in Spain, it's all open and dry and there's just hot air. There is wind flow on the main motorways, but not much cool air. So we did leave a little bit late this morning, later than we liked, so that's why it's hot. It's almost 4 p.m. so if we'd have left earlier, we would have been able to get the ride done in, you know, the cooler part of the day. So that is just the price we have to pay, and we are just about to eat an ice cream and then go to the hotel. Once we had cooled down and set off on the road again, it didn't seem like too long before we had turned off to reach the city of Salamanca. To me, Salamanca appeared as an oasis in the centre of Spain's Central Plateau. The grass was greener, flowers scattered the roadsides and roundabouts, and there were people everywhere. Once we had found and settled into our hotel, we doubled up on the Himalayan and explored the city. The city is well known for its university, founded in 1280, making it the oldest in Western Europe. The old city of Salamanca boasts beautiful architecture, which is why it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. On day 4 of our journey to Portugal, we woke up to a bit of a problem. Neither of us had set an alarm. It was 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours later than we had planned to leave. So, with very little time to waste, we hurriedly packed the bikes and got back on the road. This was our final day of hard riding, where we would finally be able to meet up with the friends we travelled all this way to see and celebrate Ed's birthday together. We continued west across the huge open landscapes of western Spain. After days of mountains and winding roads, the landscape here felt endless. But eventually the Spanish countryside began to disappear behind us. And then we crossed the border into Portugal. After hundreds of miles of riding, we'd finally made it. We pulled over for a quick celebratory drink and a chance to stretch our legs before tackling the final section of the journey. As we continued along the motorway, the landscape began to change. Huge valleys opened up around us and the motorway carried us high above the landscape on enormous viaducts. For a couple of motorcyclists who had already spent 4 days on the road, it was an incredible way to finish the riding. And then something caught my eye. Along the central reservation were rows of colourful flowering bushes, lining the road as we headed towards our final destination. After days of dusty roads and scorching temperatures, Portugal was giving us a colourful welcome as we approached the end of our journey. This had honestly been one of the hardest road trips of my life. Not just because of the distance, but because of the heat and the long days in the saddle. After crossing 2 countries and riding hundreds of miles, we finally arrived at our beautiful hostel in Sintra, and the welcome could not have been better. Our host greeted us and gave us a quick introduction to the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, national park. Sintra National Park goes all the way to the ocean over just like 20 minutes driving.
Okay.
By bike, that's actually the best.
Is it nice?
For sure, the best for sure to transport to go around, because the roads are really small. Everything is really old, really small, and there's a lot of these serpentine, winding roads right in the middle of the natural park. And by bike, it's really great to go there by bike. There's also a huge castle over there on the right. You can't see much of it because it's like a military building, so it's kind of hidden in the rocks. But
it's beautiful.
Okay, so we completely removed this part where you're staying. Your room is located here on the left. Key for your room, key for the gate outside.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much. For the first time in 4 days, we could finally take off our riding gear and actually relax. We had made it to Portugal, and tomorrow the adventure would finally begin.